Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by now. Here's JP.
All right, welcome into a very important edition of the JP Peterson Show here on this Friday, June 12th. Is the biggest story in the history of Tampa Bay sports, the Rays Stadium, and of course, maybe Tampa Bay government as its biggest expenditure continues to play out with incredible twists and turns. It's just an absolute, it's a crazy story. It's a clown show in a lot of ways. And it's crazy. And this morning, I got a text from Alan Clendenin, who is the obviously the city council chair. He's going to join us here in about 5 minutes, and we're going to talk about why the vote was delayed and all of the things that are going on with the city council right now. Very, very interesting. We had last night a story dropped from Florida Politics where a letter has been sent to have 4 TSA members removed from the board for conflict of interest, alleged conflict of interest. I mean, Timmy, what's going on? This is they don't do this in Texas, man. You get stuff done in a week.
What are you ever doing over there?
Have you ever seen? This is bananas.
No,
it's bananas. It's. You just said something a minute ago that was pretty profound. Can you repeat that?
Oh, yeah. Who would have thought that Stu Sternberg selling the team would have been the least interesting part of this whole story?
And away we go. I was going to come on this morning and go on a very profane rant about this whole situation because I'm getting kind of pissed off about the whole damn thing. But I'll try to compose myself and get some more information from the chairman of the city council here in just a second. Let me set up the rest of the show for you guys. Jason Licht, we talked to him yesterday afternoon. We changed our time, so many of you were joining us in the morning, did not hear that interview. I thought he had some very interesting things to say about the Baker Mayfield contract, some very interesting things to say about the Bucs getting docked a practice because of their practices are too hard. We've gone from walkthroughs to now our practices are too hard. Thought that was very interesting, and a lot of other comments we talked about. So we're going to play that after we talk to Chair Clendenin here, and we've got Jeff Attinella is going to join us. The Rowdies are on a heater, and we're going to talk about that and World Cup, which started last night. The Americans play tonight. Speaking of that, Greg Wolf was the in-game host for that game in Mexico City last night, that historic game that started the World Cup at Estadio Azteca. So he's going to join us live at 11:30 from Mexico City. That place is going absolutely bonkers. And in the middle of this, we'll get to all the Rays news and everything else. So it's a jam-packed show today. We're breaking news. We're going to have some fun. We're going to inform you, maybe piss you off here. And at some point, I might just go off. So sit back and enjoy it. It's going to be fun. So with that intro, let's bring in the city council chairman, Alan Clendenin, who joins us here. Alan, thanks so much for taking the time again.
Of course. Good morning.
I'm sitting on Twitter last night as these stories are coming over. We got TSA members getting booted. Maybe we got things going on in the council and the county. This is just crazy. Is this how this government always works? Like
I was going to say, well, welcome to a normal day in my life. It's like your setup about chaos pretty much describes every day. So it's every day is another drama.
Wow, man, this is crazy. And one of the biggest problems I've had with the whole situation and chaos here is there's so much misinformation that gets put out into the ether. And I've kind of come up with this thing and I've watched it happen, ever since we started covering this story, and our numbers have gone bananas, and we've kind of been ahead of this story for a while. Now everybody's jumping in. Every media outlet knows if they do a Rays story and it's negative, they're going to get tons of clicks. So that is all playing into this, and it's getting a lot of misinformation out here. So when you texted me this morning and said I need to kind of explain what's going on, I said, thank God we get someone who's reasonable in all this that can explain what's going on.
Yeah, generally as a politician, you need to see other stuff in writing. If you respond to some, especially on the internet, you end up just getting down a cesspool, and you get sucked in. It takes way too much of your time, so you don't. So I just wanted, because one, you've been on the front edge of this story, and I wanted to make sure that the folks that follow you and listen to you as a source of credible information understands what actually happened this week. This was not a negative thing. This was what we did was that it was initially had been placed on our CRA meeting, which is a CRA is community redevelopment area. It's a statutory thing from the state of Florida where geographically we have certain areas of the city that are designated as blight and slum, and we have these districts that all the ad valorem taxes from that area gets reinvested in that area. So the governing authority over those areas are the CRA board. Ironically, they're the exact same people that are on city council. So we take off our city council hat and we put on our CRA board hat, and we are now the CRA board. So where we're at now, this is the timeline. The big critical point of decision was the non-binding MOU, because we needed to get that done before the Tallahassee special session so that the development could get the transportation money and the initial money for the reconstruction of Hillsborough College. We accomplished that within the timelines and successfully, and during their special session, they did allocate those funds. The CRA board discussion is completely separate and different. While it's critical, there was no timeline involved in that. Of course, with the property tax outstanding and a bunch of other things happening behind the scenes, there are negotiations. The Raise organization, along with the city and the county, are actively negotiating behind the scenes to figure out this one component of transferring the control that Hillsborough College campus from existing condition to the development, and how those revenues will be generated, where the money is going to come from, where it's going to go, and that particular part of the in the CRA. There's a lot of things happening behind the scenes and a lot of negotiations. It wasn't done by Thursday, so that I worked with the Raise organization and the city and the county to say, yes, okay, this is not ripe. We need to delay this. I tried to get it to July, even though I suspected we weren't even going to be done by July on this, because there's a lot of the outstanding things. The council or the CRA board was more comfortable going to August, so we delayed it to August, which does not affect the Raise deal whatsoever. It is not an indicator that it's in trouble. We are still moving forward. There's still active negotiations. It has absolutely zero negative implications. This is just the reality of negotiations and getting this deal done, because it's a biggest deal. This is the biggest deal to ever come to the city of Tampa or Hillsborough County ever in our history. And of course, big deals require big solutions and it requires big negotiations, and that's what's happening.
Why do you think everything that happens like this gets turned into a negative story? I mean, I said this yesterday, and I believe this. It really feels, because somebody asked me the question, do you feel like there is some organized opposition that is being promulgated on social media and directing some actual media outlets? Definitely, I think there's a social media push.
I think that there are people out there that are obviously they're against the deal. There's been negativity about this, about deals like this in the past, and there's a group of folks, including folks that I sit with. I have there's two council members that are very, very, very aggressively against this deal. I called that out yesterday during our meeting.
Thank you.
And the folks that are out there that are against the deal, they're going to pull every trigger they can to try to poison the well. They're going to do that because this is their hill to die on, and they're going to play every political ploy. They're going to play every game to try to poison the well. My agenda is just to do what's right by the city of Tampa.
Thank you.
That's my role, and understanding that this is a huge deal. This is a huge economic investment. This is jobs. This is economic activity. The irony to all of this, because under the shadows of what happened in Tallahassee with the proposal for reducing property taxes in November, which, by the way, I'm opposed. I think that's a scam. It's a scam as well. But let's say on the off chance that was to pass in November, The irony to this is the exact kind of thing we have to have because it's an economic
Exactly.
engine. It generates revenue. So this is an offset to losses. So even if the worst case scenario happened and for some reason people were snookered and they passed this sales tax scam,
Property tax.
I'm sorry, the property tax scam. That even if that was the worst case happened, this is what we need to be looking at. We need to be looking.
The day
and-
after it passes, you guys would be looking, going, okay, where can we get revenue?
Correct.
Could we get possibly a team to move here and maybe get private a business to give us $8 to $10 billion? This is exactly what you would be looking for. But yet the
100%.
opponents use it as a wedge against it. It's silly.
Correct.
It's
The
really not very
JP,
intelligent.
the irony to this is if let's say it was somebody besides a professional team,
Right.
if it was Microsoft says, "Hey, Microsoft, we want to come in and we want to spend $6 to $8 billion constructing this campus in Drew Park," we would be begging them to come.
Yes.
We would be throwing economic incentives to them. Like we would be chumming the water. We'd
Yeah.
it would look like it'd be raining dollars to try to attract them. But for some reason, folks haven't. There's folks out there
What is
fight
that reason?
I
What
I
do you think that reason is?
I think some of it is, I'll be honest with you, and I know this might not set well with others. Is the negotiations on the Raymond James deal with the Buccaneers, the initial 30 years ago? The taxpayers did get a short end of the stick on that. It was a one-way deal 30 years ago, and I think people are I tell them all the time, this is not your
Yes.
grandfather's deal. This is a completely different deal. It is apples and oranges. What was negotiated with the Buccaneers 30 years ago is completely different than what is happening now. Back then the taxpayers paid 100% of the cost of construction of that stadium.
Yeah.
The Rays are looking at paying somewhere 54 to 56% of the cost of construction of this stadium. I mean, this is
Plus they also got revenues from everything else that happens at the stadium.
Exactly.
Don't have to do operating expenses.
Correct.
Cost
Correct.
overrun. Everything
Cost
that the Rays are
overruns,
promising.
the
Bucs did none of that.
maintenance. Yeah, the maintenance, all of that. This is not a Buccaneers deal, and I keep saying it over and over and again, but people just they don't hear it because there's such, if people are inherently there's a negativity out there that, and one of the reasons why I wanted to be on here today is just to let people know that this was not a bad thing. This was not a negative thing, delaying this vote. This has absolutely nothing to do with the getting this deal done. This is making sure that all the negotiations are finished on closing that gap in that CRA area, because there's other opportunities. They're looking at creating a TIF district. There's all kinds of things they can do in here to be creative to enhance the deal for both the Rays organization and the city and the county.
Yeah, and they've been using this quote from when Babby said we're not going to renegotiate the deal in terms of money that comes out, but the way it comes out, when it's paid, all of that is still on the table, right? So everything is still being negotiated.
Yeah.
And the biggest question now is, do the Rays have the correct answers to get that extra vote? Whether it be, and I know you don't want to speak for Mr. Carlson or Mr. Maniscalco, because those are obviously the two votes that may be here that could change. But it's my understanding that process is working well. That they're getting the questions. The Rays are answering their questions to solve these issues. Is that correct?
Well, I don't know because, of course, sunshine rules. I can't speak to Councilman Carlson or Councilman Maniscalco outside of the chambers of when we're actually on camera and in the public. But I will say my experience with the Rays organization have been very forthcoming. They've been very transparent. And I had this conversation from the dais yesterday because one of the naysayers was accusing, say myself or others of having privileged information that other people didn't. And I have the same information. I have access to them just like everybody else does. And as I said from the dais, the phone works both ways. If I have questions, I pick up the phone and I call and say, "Hey, what's happening here? What's going on?" I don't expect folks to spoon feed me like I'm a child. I'm a grown ass man. I can go out there and find the information. I know who the players are. I make the phone calls. I do the research. I read the documents. I understand what's happening behind the scenes. I expect everybody to do the same.
And I don't think they are. Well, clearly they are not, because they don't want to. And that's dereliction of duty as a city council person, in my opinion. This is, as you said, the biggest deal in the history. And some of the people that are elected to this council, that swear an oath to do what's best by Tampa Bay, not what's best for their political futures, but what's best for Tampa Bay, don't even have it won't even pick up the phone to make an effort to get the questions answered. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's I don't understand, but I see that from other folks as well. I don't get it, because again, maybe it's just my nature. If I don't have the information, I'm going to do everything I can to find it, to be able to make sure that I can make the most educated decision I possibly can.
So this will be voted on in August.
Yes.
I know you don't talk to the other members. Your sense is you can get this done?
My sense is, yeah, absolutely. I mean, by hook or by crook, or you either go through or you go around. I mean, there's lots of different opportunities here. So, and I think everybody understands that behind the scenes. I think the Rays organization understands that, the city understands it, the county understands it. There's ways to accomplish this, and I think it's going to get done. I mean, it's too big of a deal not to get done. It's a big effing deal. I mean, this is.
The Bucs thing, you don't think, well, here are the main opponents. People say, oh, you can't do all three: Lightning, Bucs, Rays. And I try to explain, listen, the Bucs $500 million has been set aside. That's
Right.
probably what they're going to get. That's probably what they need. They asked for 2/3. They're not going to get that. And you also sit on the TSA board. I got to ask you, what's going on there? I know it's not going to be reported in the TBT. I know it's not going to, which is weird. They report everything else, but they're not going to report possible conflicts of interest. They do with some people. They print it every single time, but for other people, they don't print it, which is very interesting. Do with that what you will.
Well, we had this we had this discussion. Obviously, I was the one vote that voted against what had come out, because I felt like folks needed to go back and look at the charter and the mission and the direction that the TSA is supposed to run under. We manage these facilities. These decision points are not necessarily within the realm of their job, of the job description of folks that serve on the TSA. We manage county-owned facilities on behalf of the county. That's our job. So we are given these facilities to manage, and then based on the direction from the county. The county is obviously represented by 7 elected members of government, the county commission. The county clearly is, they signed 5-7, a non-binding MOU supporting the Rays organization. I think it was ridiculous for the CSA to do anything other than support the organization that we work for. Well, I mean, so what's happening there is different. I mean, the TSA structure is a good structure, how it was established years ago to manage these facilities. We need to know our role and shut our hole, as far as an organization. I mean,
you're giving me lots of good quotes today, brother.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it.
It's like, that's the deal. It's just, you gotta, stay in your lane, do what you're supposed to do, and keep pushing forward. And we manage some of the best sports facilities in the state of Florida, and some would argue some of the best state sports facilities in the country. And it's getting even better. We're going to be managing the new USF Stadium. We're going to manage the sports complex that we're constructing at Mosey. We manage all the golf courses. We manage the sports complex in Brandon. Obviously Raymond James, and we manage the buildings of Benchmark Arena and the Steinbrenner Field. So we do an effective, good job. Our staff at the TSA does a really good job of doing what we're supposed to do. Yeah, but above and beyond that, when the board members get outside of their duties, they need to get put back into their space.
I would agree with that. Alan, anything else you want to get out there? Or is that we cover everything?
No, I think we did. It's again, keep the pressure up, keep talking to folks. Y'all keep communicating with your elected officials. The folks that are supporting this deal. It's critical.
Politely, by the way, politely. Yeah, be polite when you email people.
I would appreciate that.
Yes.
That's one thing I don't, it never works to say, oh, we're going to get you unelected and stuff, because it just falls on deaf ears with folks, because we get that all the time. But I think making sure people understand the support that this has and the consequences of failing to live up to this moment. I mean, this is a moment in time that, you only get one bite of this apple when this is a multi-generational, once in a multi-generational opportunity. and to fail at something like this, the consequences are just too dire. And
Yeah,
folks need to understand that this is real. This is real life. This is job opportunities. This is life-changing job opportunities for people. This is an opportunity for, once again, Tampa being a major league city. This is, that is the intrinsic value in that is so
incredible,
important. Yeah, so
incredible.
yeah, it's our time to step up to home plate. There we
Yeah,
go.
you are 100%. Alan, thanks so much for your time, and thank you so much for your leadership. Your clear-eyed, reasonable, mature leadership, and I can't thank you enough. And thank God you're in this position, because if not, we would have no shot.
Well, I
So thank you.
appreciate that. I'm not a good morning person, so I don't know how clear-eyed I am right now, but
You did great.
I appreciate that. You guys have a beautiful day, and hey, let's look forward to swinging a bat in 2029.
I cannot wait. Thank you, Alan. Appreciate it. Alan
Take care.
Clendenin, Tampa City Council Chairman, with some great quotes there. Know your role or shut your hole. I think that's my favorite of the day. That's got to go up on the quote board.
I dig it.
That's going up on the quote board.
When I write an article about this interview later today, JP, for FanStream Sports, I'm going to use that quote for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right. Gosh, I didn't even mention at the top of the show, Kucherov winning the it should be the headline. Yeah, there's so much to unpack in that particular interview right there. And I think, first and foremost, overarching. Well, and this is, just drives me crazy. Why every TV station, everybody had to do a story about, the vote's delayed. It's dead. The deal is dead. And it's like, no, folks, we reported this 2 weeks ago. Ken Hagan told us this was going to happen. And this happens all the times in politics. If you don't have the right votes, or everybody doesn't have the information, you just delay the vote until everybody has the right information. You can get everybody what they need to know, what they need to hear. And what I heard him say that is most optimistic for me is you're going to find a way. They're going to find a way to get this done. And this is what I've said all along. This deal is too big. It's too important. There's too many important people pushing for this deal, too many smart people, that this is what happens when this type of energy comes together. Things get done. And I with all my being, with all the stupid stuff, because it is stupid stuff. Even the stuff that's going on with the TSA board that came out. And I don't want anybody thrown off the board. I don't want that. But I also want them to stay in their lane. Like he said, there's no reason for them to send a letter to the county commission and the city commission. There's no reason for them to do that except to somehow tank this deal because they want to support the Bucs, which I get that. But your job is not to support the Bucs. That's not your job. Your job is to do what's right for Tampa Bay. So come on now. There's room for everybody here. We are not some podunk city that can't do 3 stadiums. And we're not building 3 stadiums. We're building one. We're keeping 2 going. It's not that hard to do. Dallas is the Dallas area. Plano, the city of Plano, is giving $700 million to get it done. That's basically what we're doing here. If Plano can get it, we can't. There's so much money to be had here. Hillsboro's budget every year is $10 billion.
By the way, let me throw this
Every
at you,
year.
JP. I just found this out yesterday. This is how desperate municipalities in and around Dallas are to host the Stars and or the Mavericks. The city of Arlington, the king of all stadiums. We have 3 stadiums within a quarter mile of each other. Of course, the old Ranger Stadium is still sitting there. It's now Choctaw Stadium. It's where the Renegades played. Frisco. We host a rugby team there. A soccer team plays there. It's kind of sitting empty right now. The city of Arlington proposed a $1 billion deal to the Stars to refit that stadium for a hockey arena.
Wow.
And the Stars were like, we really appreciate that, but we've got our spot, So that's how desperate even Arlington is to get in on this, and they're already in it.
Because there's so much money to be made. People, tax money, sales tax money. It's economic impact. All these numbers that we've spouted about this deal, I'm going to tell you what. If you look at the Atlanta model, these projections pale in comparison to what's actually happening in Atlanta. And that does not take into effect the halo effect. And that's that everything else that goes around it. I told you this many times. I'll repeat it. In Atlanta, in Cobb County, they didn't build one new office building for a decade, not one. And when the Braves announced, I think they've built 25 since then that have nothing to do with the ballpark.
It's funny how that works.
It's just around. And you know how much tax money? Do you know how much more tax money the entire Cobb County has brought in? Not just the Battery area. Since they did that deal, it's insane. And everybody said, oh, no, that's just going to be terrible. Cobb County can't afford this. This is a disaster. They have to close everything. Oh, my God. Wrong. 100% wrong. And the Braves are flourishing because of it. The Rays will flourish because of it. Hillsborough County will flourish. Tampa will flourish. Jobs. At a time when we so desperately need these jobs. And all everybody wants to talk about is what we're losing. Nobody wants to talk about what we're gaining. Nobody even talks about the other development. Not a single media entity, not a one, ever talks about the $8 to $10 billion total that's being invested. I never hear that number. It's always the $1 billion the Bucs are asking for. The Bucs aren't asking for $1 billion. The project is $1 billion. That's not what they're asking for, and it's not what they're going to get. Why do you misinform the public constantly? You heard the city chair come on here and said this is not a negative thing. Did you see? Is there any media entity that quoted the chairman? No, they run to Miranda and Hertech for these ridiculous quotes and complete lunacy or Wostall. They don't want anybody who actually knows what the F is going on to speak about how good this is. They just want clicks for people to say, oh, the sky is falling. The Rays deal is falling apart. It's fucking ridiculous.
I got to go take a Wostall.
Yes, we all. All right, let's take a quick break. Jeff Attinella is on deck. I see him there. There he is, looking handsome. We're going to talk some World Cup. We're going to talk some Rowdies. It's a crazy day here. We're going to get to Jason Licht as well and his comments on the Baker contract and the Bucs losing a practice. We're brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. I've been driving that GV70. That's what everybody's talking about. It is a phenomenal midsize SUV. The performance, the comfort, the luxury, technology, it's incredible. And they're giving them away in terms of all the money you're going to get for your trade-in. They are making deals at Genesis of Tampa, so get in there while you can, while there's still a few of them left. Genesis of Tampa, 801 East Bears Avenue, right there in North Tampa. Back in 3. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch Roofing, roofing done right.
As the Rays enjoy being back in their Tropicana Field home this season that was ravaged by Hurricane Milton, Italiano Insurance wants to remind us all how important it is to be properly insured. 40% of you are underinsured. That can mean financial disaster. Let the experienced and friendly agents at Italiano shop your policies for the best price and the right coverage. Italiano saved me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year, over $500 on our homeowners insurance. They can do the same for you. That's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Cost less than you think, and trust me, You do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with our all-star agents at Italiano Insurance, or call our Boca Grande office at 941-964-0400. Hey guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out, $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch and everything, is handmade, and the wings are big and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. Hey, the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler, so don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. At the Golden Diamond Source, they can design anything you want personally. The Golden Diamond Source can help you trade in your old broken jewelry and use it towards a new purchase as well. And with gold prices at record high, now is the best time to do it. They only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source, so if it's a real love, it should be a real natural diamond. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Bad idea. And with the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyer program, you can learn all about the 4 C's in all the different shapes and styles. And they are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And don't forget, 0% financing for up to 5 years. If you finance $5,000, it's only $83 a month. Make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source diamond, 3800 Almerton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com.
It's a love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Hey, JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back. What more do you want? The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000, and all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Oh, what a day, what a day. So much going on in Tampa Bay. Oh, I rhymed there. It's like Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, you did.
The show. Big thanks to Italiano Insurance, the great folks over there. They will soon be part of Gallagher Insurance. A little name change, but the same great folks, same great customer service you've known for over 65 years. They do all the work. You save all the money. ItalianoInsurance.com at 813-877-7799. All right, let's welcome in our good friend Jeff Attinella, USF Hall of Famer, great goalkeeper, MLS, all that great stuff. And he is our soccer expert. And oh, is that the Stars and Hoops kit we're wearing there right there? Is that what that is?
Just released. We had to bust it out. It seemed fitting for the day. You got Rowdies
Nice.
going on, World Cup going on. It just seemed, I don't know. I like it too. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's fab. It's fab. It's not the regular colors, but I like it. So tell everybody what this is all about, because you guys got some big games coming up, right?
Yeah, so for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, they're cruising right now. It's been 15 games unbeaten to start the season, which is a club record. I mean, just what the team is doing on the field has been incredible. They had a great comeback on Wednesday night, late night versus Charleston. So that was a good result. And then obviously the World Cup and everything that we have going on. We have watch parties going on everywhere. Everybody has the soccer buzz. So, the kit was just kind of the way of, we'll wear it on the 4th of July game, we'll wear it this weekend. But of course, it's about supporting the U.S. in the World Cup.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so really, let's talk Rowdies first. Big game Wednesday night and some drama where you guys in stoppage time get the equalizer to keep the streak going. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was a good game. I mean, Charleston's one of the better teams in the league, so we knew that it was going to be a tough one. And then, it was funny, man. So how things kind of work out sometimes. I got to be in the stands for it because it was a nationally broadcasted game, so I didn't have to work it technically. I was,
Right.
fan engaging. So I ended up just having a blast of a night. I'm partying with the crazy people. I'm doing my tarps off with the people up top, and I'm running
Attaboy.
around. And then, so as the game's kind of going on and Charleston takes the lead, you're thinking, oh man, like is this going to be the one that ends it? But they showed the resilience. That was the first time they've been trailing all season long, if you could believe that. 15 games in a season. That was
That's
the first time
crazy.
they had been trailing. So just to see the way that the team responded late and made sure that they were able to get a point, I think it's going to go a long way.
All right, so tonight we got USA Paraguay. Where are you watching the game? Tell us about the watch parties. Give us a little World Cup primer here of what we need to know.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm watching the game. We're having an event actually here at Al Lang Stadium. So they're going to let fans in. They're going to bring a big screen out to the middle of the field and let people
Nice.
kind of enjoy being in a soccer environment to watch the first game. And for me, what I'm looking for is just how fast is the U.S. going to start this tournament off? Because I think that there's been a lot of buildup. There's been a lot of pressure on this group. It's a lot of young players, but at the same time, there's a lot of World Cup experience from 4 years ago on this team and with this roster. And when you talk about the head coach, Pochettino, I mean, he was brought in to make sure that this is the most successful World Cup that the U.S. has had with this group of players. So for me, I'm excited. I think that they're going to start fast. That's my hope. Come out, send a message to the group, let everybody kind of calm down a little bit, that they know that they're favored in this group and they're supposed to win this group. And my hope is that they kind of just run with that momentum and really like have their foot on the gas from the jump.
Okay, so Richard is playing, correct? He injured his ankle, and he's been having a great year in the Premier League. So tell me about his situation.
Yeah, we'll see. I know that he just started training, I think it was about a week ago, or he just started getting back involved in full training. So it wouldn't shock me if they let him come back a little bit more, let him rest a little bit or maybe get him up to match speed. But the idea is that once he's healthy, he'll be a starter. He talked about it too. He's playing hurt, but he said it's the World Cup, so of course he's going to play hurt. So he'll be back into the mix. And then for me, it's just trying to figure out which one of these forwards is going to be the one that puts the ball into the back of the net, because we're used to seeing a U.S. team that plays really defensive and really wants to, make sure that nobody scores. But for this tournament to be a success, I think the U.S. is going to have to put the ball into the back of the net more than you're used to seeing. So for me, it's about which one of these attacking players is going to be the one that steps up and kind of carries that for the team this tournament.
Oh, we know about Pulisic, or you can talk about him as well. But who are the other guys that may burst on the scene as strikers? Because this has been the thing, right? We got to find a guy that can consistently come up with those magical moments and finish, right?
Yeah, Volagon, he's really the big guy. He's the one that you really need him to step up. I think he has 3 different citizenships. I think he could have played for England. I think he could have played for Nigeria. I could be wrong there, but then he chose the U.S., which was a big deal when he did that. So he's a player that plays at a high level. Ricardo Pepi, he's a player that he came from MLS. Now he plays at a high level as well. So he's somebody else that's going to need to do it. And then from there, it's kind of a collective effort, right? You need Pulisic to be the best player on the field. That's just kind of a given. That's just the role that he takes on. And then, from there, you got the different players. Like, is a player like Tillman going to step up? He did a good job throughout the course of, Pochettino coming in. Is Haji Wright going to step up? It's about finding those other guys too, But for me, it's all about Bolagon, Pulisic, and then seeing, who else kind of complements that mix and starts putting the ball into the back of the net as well.
All right, so I know you guys are hosting something there. There's other places that people go watch games. If they're in Tampa, if they're in North Tampa, all the hot spots. Give us a few spots if you just want to go out tonight, because you can't watch. I'm kind of feel like you can't watch the World Cup at home, right? That's this. You got to go out and enjoy it. Like put your red, white, and blue on and go out and watch with people, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can, but it will not be the same experience. I can promise you that, because once the bar, when the bars are all flooded with people cheering on the U.S. and it's 45 minutes, no commercials of just people glued to the TV trying to figure out, whether you know soccer or you don't know soccer. It's fun to watch something for almost an hour straight with everybody anticipating some fun happening. So I know the best watch parties I ever went to for the World Cup when I, was allowed to partake in such activities was McDitton's is always an incredible spot. But I mean, really, I know that Fergs is doing some things. I know that on this side, Fergs is doing some things. I mean, just find a bar that has some type of English.
Riveters is
a good one.
Rivers
American Outlaws
awesome
Outlaws are doing stuff at Riveters. Like I know for us, we have watch parties at I mean, there's McDitton's, there's Riveters, there's I'm trying to think. Armature Works is doing stuff. We're doing stuff at Al Lang. We're doing stuff at Ferg's. We're doing stuff at Janice. So I mean, it's
Everywhere.
everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yeah, go get out and enjoy that part of it. As far as the rest of it goes, Greg Wolf's going to join us, by the way, at 11:30. He was the in-game host at Stadium Azteca last night for that. Like, can you explain to the folks what that's all about? I mean, that Mexico playing at home in a World Cup, 100,000. Like, I can't wait to talk to him. That's just bananas. That's bananas. Right?
A crazy environment. So I got to play there one time in my career, and it was
really.
I mean, it's just one of the most historic. You can't even really do it justice when you're talking about describing like just the lore of that place and what it means to not only Mexico but just the soccer world in general. There's this long tunnel that you walk down, and I mean it's probably hundreds of yards. This tunnel that you walk to the field, and on the walls it's every single team that's ever played there, and then it's every single concert too. So like, you know, you're getting like the Michael Jacksons of the world. You're getting the different like historic concerts that have ever been there, and just seeing the pictures and everything that's ever happened at the stadium.
So cool.
And then you walk out, and it's just a cathedral. I don't know how else to describe it. That's like,
a great word.
You know how the Rose Bowl is a cathedral in college football? Yeah. I mean, it is a cathedral of world soccer. And for Greg to be down there doing that, it's nuts. I can't wait to hear his experiences.
Yeah, I can't either. I watched a little bit of it last night, and they won, 2-0 over South Africa? Is that correct?
Yeah, 2-0 over South Africa. And then the nightcap game, the Korea game, was awesome. It was.
I didn't watch that. What happened there?
Like Czechia went up 1-0. They hadn't scored a World Cup goal in over 20 years, so they were going nuts. Korea responded with an awesome goal. Czechia had a goal called back off sides late in the game. Then Korea went and scored, so they came back and won 2-1. So it's just a good reminder of like, even if you have no idea who's on the field playing, the passion and the level at which they play and what it means to everybody is just worth tuning into.
All right, so lastly, let's put this in perspective here tonight. And I heard some of the experts yesterday talking about how Paraguay is they're a counterattacking team. They want you to press so then they can, and they were saying if the U.S. falls into that trap and falls behind, it could be dangerous. And if they lose this game, I don't even want to think about the repercussions of that. So with all that, I mean, how important is this game tonight? If you lose it, you can still come back and win the group. We understand that. But I mean, you really need to win tonight.
I think tonight, you know, the tournament's set up so strange this year with the 8 wild card teams. So there's a lot of ways that you can get in without getting first or second in your group. But for me, this game just goes a really long way in terms of setting the expectations, but also making sure that you don't have that added pressure on you going into the next ones. And to your point, I mean, the U.S. wants to play this year. Like, this is a team that they want to have the ball. They want to be on the attacking front. They want to be able to, you know, move the ball around. And Paraguay's a defensive, you know, counterattacking team. So you got to be really smart with the ball. You got to make sure that if you do turn the ball over, that you're not getting really spread out. So you got to be really organized defensively. But to your point, I mean, it's a game that the U.S. should win. And with this group of players, with this coach, being on U.S. soil, all those things, it's one of those things where they should win this game. And with the expectations where they are, you expect them to win this game. And if they don't, then it's, you know, you're under a lot of pressure to beat some teams that are going to be really challenging to beat.
All right, we actually have a soccer question. Oh, my Lord. Who's going to be the starting goalkeeper tonight, Matt Turner or Matt Freese? If it's Freese, then I'm a little nervous, he says. Turner has the experience, and I'm not sure Freese has proven enough yet on the biggest stage. That's from Michael LaRue. Do you have any thoughts on that as a goalkeeper?
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I think that Freese is going to be the starter. But, you know, for me, it's been interesting because Turner hasn't been in the best form, which is something that you always want out of your goalies. But Freese hasn't really been either in terms of league play. But Freese has just kind of been Puccettino's guy from the jump. You know, he came in the Gold Cup and locked in the position, and he's been the starter. But I'm kind of the same way. Like, I appreciate the experience of being in the moment. And Turner's played in the World Cup. He's been in those moments. So, like, I personally would lean towards experience when you're talking about these two. But, you know, I think Freese is going to be the guy, and it's going to be his Paraguay game. And, you know, whether he's the guy going forward for the rest of it, if Paraguay doesn't go well, I think that's a question mark. But, you know, it's Freese's net, and it's his until he gives it up. So I think we're about to figure out, you know, how that
we don't know
out.
At this point. We don't even know. We won't find out until tonight.
They don't announce it, but I mean, Freese played the Germany game, and the Germany game was the one where it's like, okay, let's get this guy going, get him loosened up, and get him a little bit of a taste of it. So I'd be shocked if it wasn't Freese at this point. But I'm with you. I would personally, I like the experience of it, but I'm not in there day in and day out and seeing how these guys are playing.
Right. Yeah, exactly. All right. Al Lang tonight will host a watch party. You will be there doing your tarps off thing again with your kit. I love it. And by the way, they can purchase those, right? The Stars and Hoop kit at on the Rowdies website.
Yeah, very limited supply. Actually, I had to work pretty hard to get this one. So,
Wow.
Make sure if you want them, they're cool. So it's a limited supply. So if you want them, get on there now because they're gonna go pretty quick. I think once people get a good look at them.
So, all right, Jeff, great stuff, man. Let's talk next week as well.
All right, sounds good, brother.
Appreciate it. Go USA, USA. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this tonight. It's a big deal. It's a big deal, Timmy. Man,
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I think I maybe get Big O out of the house tonight to come watch at Riveters with us. We'll be hanging out at Riveters. I'm gonna make sure I call them and get a table. Yeah, American Outlaws. That's their spot. They'll have all kinds of specials going on. I'll text them to see if I know exactly what's going on tonight. But
it's funny. I've been watching sports my whole life, and I'm in my mid 30s age wise, as far as everyone knows. It's a
Your
weird
beard
feeling.
might be in the mid 30s, but
It's a weird feeling for me to be so out of touch about something and just have zero comprehension of anything that's being discussed, like in the world of sports. Must be how some people feel that just don't follow sports, right? Like they don't watch football, and then you turn on.
That's all this craziness about. Yeah.
Like what is happening? Like that's exactly how I feel with soccer because I just have no clue.
It just, to me, this has been weird. This has been like an 8-year buildup, and it was supposed to be the biggest thing that ever hit the United States and North America, and it just hasn't been. For whatever reason, I think this day and age also, since we have so many different media outlets, everything is fractured. You don't get a big buzz like maybe you used to, because people were watching. It was just ESPN and, maybe a couple other channels, and they were doing stuff, and it was big. Now people we're all got different silos and different stuff going on. Hasn't been really big on Twitter, at least not in my feed.
No.
So maybe tonight will change all that. And if they lose that power, it'll go crazy. Watch, but if they win, we'll see. But it's going to be fun. I would listen
for a win.
Listen, dude, don't just put on some red, white, and blue. Go out to your favorite watering hole tonight. Or look up something that's going on. And I'm telling you, it's like he says, even if you don't know shit about soccer, it's a crazy vibe. It is a crazy vibe. And it's fun. And I always look forward to it. And I wish I could go, but I don't have billions of dollars. I'm not that interested to go into. I think I saw the average ticket prices in Miami are $1,400. I mean, you got to be kidding.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. I'm like, I get stuff across my feed about how much stuff costs.
Yeah. It's just, I'm not going to be that person to get that gouged. I don't have the money or that much. I'm interested, but I'm not that interested. Let's be honest. All right, let's get to the Jason Licht interview we did yesterday. This was hot off the press yesterday where we found out the Bucs got docked to practice by the NFL. So we hit on that. I may have made him a little bit uncomfortable with the Baker questions because he doesn't usually talk about negotiations. But when it's the quarterback like this, I will
tell you this. When you everybody watch this closely when we do this replay, when you brought up the weird thing about the franchise tag at the very beginning here, he had the most confused look on his face that I've ever seen of a football GM.
Yeah.
Because he just had no clue where that came from.
I probably should have researched it a little bit more before I asked it, but it's been out there.
Yeah, it has. I saw it.
It's been out there, so I wanted to get it right from the horse's mouth, and then I wanted to ask him the question. Yeah. So I did. I may have sounded stupid, but I know it's been out there, and you got to, this is how you address misinformation. You go right to the horse's mouth, like we did with Alan Clendenin this morning, and to the general manager and ask that question, and then here we go. So here it is. Enjoy. I have a limited time with you, so we're going to jump right into it. And there's no pre-op question. What's going on with Baker? What's going on with Baker? We got to know. I had heard something that there's something in his contract that maybe you can't franchise him because there's something right after the season that's in his contract. So the franchise tag is still on the table. Somebody put that out there, so I was going to ask you the question, right? So what's good overall? How's it going with Baker, and would you be able to franchise him if it came to that?
Well, all teams can use the franchise tag on a player. So, I mean, unless they have it written in the contract, but that's furthest from our mind right now. And, first of all, we love Baker. Nobody wants to see Baker go anywhere else. And it's just, we've had some discussions, and we'll continue to have some internal discussions and see and try to bring this to a closure one way or another. But no one wants to see Baker go anywhere. So, and no one's worried about how Baker's mindset is going to be. I've had conversations with him about that, and he's all about wanting to win. So he's in a good place.
Were you surprised by his comments and say that you guys weren't close? How would you characterize it?
I respect Baker. He's free to say whatever he wants to say. It's and that's the way he's wired. And I have nothing but love for Baker. So, I'll keep all that stuff internal. Yep. I never use the media for.
I have to ask. I
know you do. I'll keep all that stuff internal, but any discussions that we have. But hey, our feelings about Baker have not changed.
Yeah, you would like him to be here a long time.
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. OTAs, the rookies. I was out there today. Finally got eyes on Bain. Boy, he's something else. What have you seen of these young men that you like
so far at OTAs?
Yeah.
Well, Ruben has been as advertised. He's, he's very powerful. That you don't really see all that without pads, but just very athletic. But just the thing that stands out the most here in this setting is just his professional approach and just how his will to be the best, and his just the way his work ethic and all that. And it's always great when your first pick has those qualities, because it tends to bleed into your entire class, because they all kind of look up to that first round pick. So, and then Josiah is wired the same way. I mean, he's worked so hard, and he's so smart, and just such a pro. And we can go down the list. I'm very, very happy with the entire class right now.
Tell me a little bit about this lost practice. I mean, I was kind of taken aback when Todd said 3 or 4 guys hit the ground and you guys got penalized by the NFL for having too tough of practices. We've turned it around, apparently.
Yeah, the league can check in on our practices, and they're wanting to make sure that everybody's compliant, and making sure that they're trying to protect the players, which I understand. And we had to lose a practice because of it. It's something we had to. Todd had to tell the players we don't want them getting hurt out here either. So
right.
We've got some new guys that have a lot of juice, and we've got some young guys that want to prove themselves. And sometimes things get a little steamy out there, and but I think we got to be smart. Got to be smart, and that's what we're going to do.
I know Benjamin Morrison didn't practice today. Just in general, do you have enough depth at corner and safety? Would you like to maybe see what you got, and then maybe add something come training camp time, maybe a veteran at either one or both of those situations?
Well, we'll see. We'll see where we're at right now. I do like what we have right now, and then we haven't had JJ Roberts out there yet, and very excited to see him. He'll be ready to go to training camp. And then I do like what we're seeing with our group of corners right now. Ben is got a very minor thing right now, so this is the time of year. There's no reason to press it and to make anything worse, even though it's minor. So nothing of concern at all. But yeah, we'll be looking. We're always looking. We got a whole staff here that do a fantastic job of scouring the entire league, and if we feel like there's something that we can pounce on, we will. We wouldn't be setting the tone that we're going to be spending big money on some veteran right now, but because we do like what we see right now, and I think what we've added to the front and the way the front's shaping up right now through the draft and free agency, I think we got a chance for our secondary to be better. So we're excited to get going. We get a little break here, which everybody needs, I think, a little bit before we reconvene for camp. But I'm going to be excited this time off that we have. I'm going to be excited every single day about showing up for training camp this year because I think it's going to be a fun year.
Al-Qadim Mohammed has been around, we're told, but Todd said he hasn't been out there practice in the OTAs, which are voluntary, but he's been around. Are you okay with that? I mean, he's new, needs to learn the defense. He's got new coaches. Wouldn't you like to see him out there? But I know it's voluntary. You have to be careful about what you say.
Well, he has been out there some. There's been a couple days that he hasn't, but this is voluntary, like you said. And he's been dialed in on the meetings, and I know that he's doing a lot of things on his own that he felt that were contributed to the success that he had last year with his 11 sacks. So from now on, it's not voluntary. So
that's right.
But when he's been out there, we haven't been disappointed. I'll put it that way.
You excited to get David Walker back full speed as well? What he can do?
He had a really good day today. One of my fellow coworkers here looked at me at one point and said, okay, yeah, he can still play. So he had a series there where he made about 3 plays in a row. So yeah, very, very, yeah. Looking forward to that.
All right. Last question about the draft. I know you got to go. When the Baltimore Ravens went offensive line at that moment, knowing that Reuben Bain fell to you, can you describe that feeling? Because I heard from some folks that were in the room, that's the loudest they've ever heard it in the draft room when that happened.
Well, it wasn't just the draft room; it was the entire corridor outside of the draft room. Yeah, it was. I try to play it pretty cool in there, even though my heart's pounding out of my chest. And I paused for a little bit, said, "Hey, let's just see what kind of phone call we can get." And then I said, what the hell am I doing? So it was a lot of excitement. Now he still has to continue to do what he's doing, which has been great. He works his ass off and all those things. And he's, a great athlete and all those things. But at that moment it was, because, we ran through a lot of scenarios and it didn't come up very often with him being at us. So,
but you never tried to move up? Never, when he was falling? Did you think about it? Did you come close?
I could say thought about it, but might have cost us Key Scott, might have cost us Ted Hurst, might have cost us one of those players. So that's it was the same feeling I had. We moved back in 2017 and took Vita. Yeah. And he was who we were targeting, and I was very tempted to move back up, but I'm glad we didn't. So there'll be times when I will. Everybody, I know Bucs fans don't think I'm ever going to move up. I did for Tristan. But, it's worked out for most of the time when I have. Moved up for Allie, moved up to Tristan. There's been a couple others, but kind of happy with the haul that we got. I think all of them are going to have a chance to contribute for us.
Well, Jason, thank you for taking the time, especially on this day. And it's good to know that, just like I've said, top 5 general manager. I know you read everything. So you're top 5 general. You like that moniker that you now have?
I appreciate it. Appreciate it. You're
not just me saying it.
You're a top 5 journalist.
There you go.
Wow, that's better than my mom says. That's really nice.
In my next life, I'm going to have a podcast where I rank all the sports analysts and reporters.
Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
I'll take it. I've been called worse. You whenever you want to, come on. You're more than welcome. That would be fun. That would be super fun. Would it be local and national, or
I think it'd be local and national.
Oh, wow.
Maybe 2 different categories.
You want to schedule that now?
Yeah. JP's hungry for that one, especially the local.
All right, Jason. Thank you for your time, partner. I owe you a Miller Lite.
Appreciate you guys.
Too. Thank you, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Appreciate it. The great Jason Light right there.
Wow.
Top 5, baby. Top 5. It's just like, probably want to give me bottom 5, but I think I'm one of his favorites. I think I can do it.
You need to jump back on that before it gets too cold. Remind him. Got a studio and everything.
Oh, he keeps all the receipts. I love it.
Oh yeah.
You could tell by the way he's like, I know Bucs fans don't think I move up. I listen, unless you're winning Super Bowls every single year, like fans are going to be pissed off, right? So I think Jason, it was a rough start. It was a rough start to his tenure here. But he pulled that whole Bruce Arians, Tom Brady thing together. Sure. I mean, your life, you get a lifetime membership when you do that. I'm sorry. You do. That was all him. I mean, it probably saved his own butt, but he did it, and he did it. I love talking about this because it's true. So much in sports and being a general manager and in business, everything in life is about building relationships. And everywhere Jason has been, people speak glowingly of him. And I know why. He's not always right. He makes mistakes like we all do and every general manager does, but he owns them. And he's very authentic. And he is, he's about as authentic a general manager and down to earth as maybe anybody I've ever met in this business. He's unique. It's just like a regular dude that just became general manager of a franchise. And so that makes him likable. And he's authentic and you build relationships that way. I would say to everyone out there, young, old, whatever, and I certainly haven't been perfect at this in my life, but building relationships, being authentic, being that person will get you very, very far in life. And the Glazers trust him implicitly because of that, because he's willing to admit his mistakes and move on from them and be better and learn and constantly learn. And I think he's done a hell of a job. The reason he got Bruce Arians to come out of retirement is because he had a great relationship with him. Yeah. And Bruce's relationship with Tom Brady and got that going. And Jason's relationship with Tom Brady, they cross paths a little bit here and there. So yeah, and you go through when you work at a lot of different places, you meet a lot of different people and you build relationships. And he's done a hell of a job at it. And I look at this roster right now, and I was going to ask him this yesterday, but I did not, for multiple reasons. If I was him, and he would never admit this, but if I was him, I think it would have been really hard and may have been really hard for him to say, we're going to stick with Todd Bowles. I would feel that I built a roster that should have won the NFC South last year. I know there were injuries and everything else, but that team should have won the NFC South last year. That's just my opinion. Why Bowles is still here, and I love Todd, great dude and all that, but just 500 coaches do not survive in this league 4 years in. They just don't. And for some reason, Todd did. And I'll just say this roster, if this roster goes 8-9 with this schedule, man,
something's wrong.
Yeah. Because look, the GM gives you the players, the head coach, makes the cake.
Well, especially if your deficiencies are on defense again, right? Right. That's the telltale right there.
Right. And you're a defensive head coach and you have to keep hiring.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Tough. So it's, it's just, we'll see. But this roster, and just watching the guys yesterday, getting my eyes on Ted Hurst and Ruben Bain, these guys have an opportunity to be really good. And they're bigger across the front line. They're faster, and there's attitude. There's attitude. It's funny, this whole losing a practice thing. The guys talked yesterday. I didn't stick around for that, but I went and saw the interviews, and they're like, yeah, we got an edge to us. And there was one part of practice yesterday where they were doing defensive line drills, and one of the defensive linemen, I won't name names because maybe the NFLPA will find somebody. I want to do that. But he just, they were doing man-on-man stuff, and he hit him a little too hard and almost knocked him over. And they all started laughing because clearly they've been talking about this. And it's just kind of everybody reacting to it. And they're like, oh, don't do that. Don't do that. But, you want the reps to be reps, right? You want the reps to be reps. You don't want anybody half-assing it. And listen, I've been out to some of those practices, many of those practices in training camp, and I kind of, frankly, roll my eyes at a lot of the stuff that goes on. It seemed to be a little bit different yesterday. There was a little bit more energy to it. Even in the 11-11, Nacho came through. I think he caused the fumble, and he came off the field barking. He was barking, and I love that energy. It's not something we've really seen over the last couple of years, and I think it's different, and it needs to be different. Listen, yelling and screaming and rah-rah stuff doesn't make you better, but in my mind, it doesn't make you worse. It just I shouldn't say it that way. It does make you better. I think it does make you better, but it's that alone. Let me rephrase that. That alone does not make you good. You got to combine talent, execution, and emotion. And I think you got to have all three to be a great defense. If you got talent and execution, I don't think you can get over the top in those key moments. You got emotion makes you that much better. Bringing that emotion, bringing that fire, that physicality, especially on defense. Talent, execution, emotion, fire. You got to have all three to be a great defense. And I think they've been missing the physicality and the fire and the execution, quite frankly. I think they've had talent, but I think they've been missing a lot of that other stuff on defense. I think they have a chance to change that. I really do. So that's good. Anything else on the Bucs that we did not cover? I think so. But I thought that interview we hit a bunch of stuff, and the Al-Qadim Muhammad stuff. Jason said he's been out there. I don't think Todd mentioned that. Not saying that they're not on the same page there, but I think that's the thing. And it's too much Hassan Reddick for me. I would like to see the guy out there and doing it with his teammates. He'll be out there next week for the mandatories, but yeah,
you just don't like those comparisons, especially after how last year went for Reddick, man.
Rick says Jason needs to tell the Glazers to know their role or shut their hole. Oh, not trying to be disrespectful, but I think that's
fair.
I think it's fair. But they own the team. They have their reasons. A Bucs basement said, how many more second-round draft picks is Licht going to get away with before he just starts trading that pick because he sucks in that round? You guys, man, you don't hit on every round. You suck. Would you rather him hit on every second round and then suck at the third, fourth, fifth, sixth? Because you don't talk about Bucky in the fourth, right? You don't talk about Godwin in the third. It's just a second round. Second round, you suck. I'm like, what are you even talking about? So silly. So silly. It's second round is the thing. See, he's got a blind or something about the They don't all work out. And it just happens that a lot of them were second rounders. All right. Yeah. So let's say that instead of second round, you suck. You don't know how to do second round. Get that.
That's an odd flex.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? All right. Quick break. We'll come back on the other side. We got some baseball stuff we got to get to. All kinds of stuff. Greg Wolf's going to join us live from Mexico City Stadium Azteca. What a scene last night. So we'll talk about that and much more. We're brought to you by the great folks at the Gold and Diamond Source. Father's Day is coming up, folks. There's great things over at the Gold and Diamond Source for us dads. We like watches, right? We like pendants. We like necklaces. We like all kinds of stuff, that shiny stuff. The Gold and Diamond Source has all of that. So get on over there. By the way, gold and silver at all-time highs. So whatever jewelry you have that you don't wear, bring it on in. They will give you the best price for that. You can make some extra cash. We all need a little bit of extra cash going on right now. And also, if you're looking for that diamond, that special diamond for that special person, first of all, do not get a fake diamond. A lot of people are doing that. Don't do that. You don't want to start. It's a bad thing. Bad karma. Start your relationship with a fake diamond. Got to get the real thing, and that's all they sell at the Gold and Diamond Source. 3800 Ulmerton Road, just across the bridge from Tampa. Back in 3. Well, the folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC want to say thanks for making them so dadgum busy. Of course, advertising on your favorite Tampa Bay sports talk show helps, but it's their incredible customer service, honesty, and integrity that have earned them tons of 5-star reviews. And now you could be part of the team at Third Generation. Yes, they are so slammed, they need to hire more certified AC technicians and plumbers. It's a great family business to work for. My buddy John Rodriguez runs an old school family business since 1995. They pay well, give you all the holidays off, and they offer great benefits. No cold corporate atmosphere here. You're part of the family. If this sounds cool to you, call them and apply at 813-961-8024, or you can email your resume in at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Just go to the website, you'll see the button, email them, or call them at 813-961-8024. And don't forget about the $169 yearly maintenance special. It's a no-brainer, guys. thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and they also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted #3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, fanstreamsports.com.
Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here, brought to you by Caffè Paradiso, the best Italian restaurant in all of Tampa Bay. Also, Riveters is the place to go to watch the game tonight. I'm pretty sure that's where we will be watching the game. It is at the American Outlaws. That's where they gather as well. So if you want a great soccer environment to watch the World Cup tonight, watch Team USA, Riveters is the place to go. I suggest you get there early to get a table and get your spot because it's going to be jumping. That's what we love. By the way, kickoff is 9:00 tonight because it's out in LA.
So they call it that?
What's that? Kickoff?
Kickoff? You call it that?
I don't think they do. That was, I don't know what.
I don't know what you call it. Face off? I don't know.
It's not a face off. It's not a kickoff.
Tip off? First pitch?
Go to AI and find out for me, will you? By the way, every day 3 to 7 is happy hour. So I would get there maybe a little bit before 7. Order your food, get the good. It
is kickoff.
It is kickoff.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good.
There you go.
And I got it right. So, yeah, check it out. RivetersTampa.com is the website, just north of 275 on Dale Marbre, just south of the stadium. All right, let's get to some of the.
JP, I have some. I didn't warn you of this ahead of time, but I have a very short video clip I would like to play for you.
Oh, please do.
If you love John
Tortorella,
your coach of the Vegas Golden Knights, as a true travesty happened last night as the Carolina Hurricanes take a 3-2 series lead over the Golden Showers of Vegas.
Yeah, that was a disappointing game last night.
Look, Vegas has had some goaltending issues this entire series. I believe Hart's the only goaltender ever to allow 4 games of 4 goals or more, and now he's made it 5 after last night. So a reporter asked to me a very pertinent question to John Tortorella last night.
Standing up.
Okay.
John, did you consider at all going to Aiden Hill in the third period, or was there any conversation or thought about it?
Christ, that could be the stupidest question I've heard.
I didn't think it was stupid.
Can you play that again, please, just for me?
Standing up. John, did you consider at all going to Aiden Hill in the third period, or was there any conversation or thought about it?
Christ, that could be the stupidest question I've heard.
Next.
I love the eye contact too, man. He stared right at him. What are we doing?
Oh God. Yeah.
John Tortorella.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think of the goals last night for Carter Hart.
I mean, they weren't soft, but they were there.
So. There was one that the second one maybe went through him.
Valid question, I thought.
You think it's a valid question?
I thought it was. I mean, I probably wouldn't have asked it, but
game 5. This guy's carried you for 2 months since Torch got there.
Yeah, but you're down now in the series. You couldn't lose that game last night.
To paraphrase John Tortorella, Timmy, that's the dumbest fucking question I've heard.
Look, I probably wouldn't have asked it, but I understand why he asked.
I definitely would have asked. I guarantee you there were people in the room when it was asked went.
Yeah, just deflecting. Like,
no, they're like, oh shit,
something
here it comes. Something's going to explode. Hide your eyes.
Very Rick Carlisle-like, by the way, in his responses.
Yeah, liked it. Thank you. By the way, didn't mean to just brush over this, but so much going on today. Nikita Kucherov winning the Hart Trophy last night. We've said it many, many times. That's why we haven't really been paying attention to it. He ain't going to win it because of the voters. So, I mean, everything I've said about the voters, I'm not taking it all back. But I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked that they actually looked at some of the, internal numbers and saw the 50-game run that Kucherov put together in the middle of the season was unlike anything hockey's ever seen since Gretzky. And that's saying something, folks. And that's not just, I mean, yes, it is partly a subjective opinion of mine watching every single game, but it's also numbers wise. He did things numerically that no one's ever done since Gretzky. And he deserved this award on 100%. And obviously it's all voted on before the playoffs start. And he did not have a great playoffs, in my opinion. It was a phenomenal season. He's the best playmaker in the game. I think he would score a lot more goals if he wanted to, but he feels like it makes his team better to get everybody involved. And I think he's probably right. Who am I to question that? It's an incredible accomplishment. His second Hart Trophy, and the Lightning finished with the Jack Adams, the Vezina, and the Hart Trophy. And he may win who won the Ted Lindsay? Did he win that? Is that yet to be voted on? I don't know.
I haven't heard, I don't think.
Yeah. But anyway, what an accomplishment for the Tampa Bay Lightning. You say, how the hell did they lose in the first round? First of all, obviously Montreal proved that they were a pretty damn good team. We couldn't score. Defensively, we were fantastic. And Kucherov was not as effective as, it's hard not to sit here and say in the last 3 playoffs that the Panthers and then Montreal figured out how to stop Kucherov from lighting up the scoreboard and getting other guys involved. And it's not
it was
just
Connor McDavid, by the way. Connor McDavid won the Lindsay.
Okay. he just it's not. I'm not saying it's all Cooch's fault. I'm not saying that at all. Other guys needed to step up and score. You got to put we had multiple opportunities, and you lose a game 7 that you gave up 9 fucking shots. 9 shots and you lost on 2 bad bounce goals. One off the skate, one off the back of the goalie. I mean, game 7 at your place, you hold the other team to 9 freaking shots and you lose the game. Yeah.
Rough.
I mean, that's how you go out in the first round. When you don't play with the intensity that you played 6 and 7, you got to do that in games 1 through 5 and especially 5, which you did not. That's to me is why the Lightning were out in the first round. They were just as good as Montreal. They would have beaten Buffalo. Carolina's a freaking wagon. They are playing great hockey. You can't take anything away from them. They were suffocating last night. They were absolutely suffocating. And Vegas did not do themselves any favors. They could have come back, but they were constantly on the penalty kill. One of them being 4 minutes. You're not going to win that game. Not against Carolina. At Carolina. Not gonna. So they have a 3-2 lead now, and it goes back to Vegas. I expect Vegas to win game 6, and we'll have a game 7 in Carolina and see what happens. That's the way I read it. You, Timmy?
Yeah. That's how it's gonna. At least that's how I hope it plays out.
And I can guarantee you this. I can guarantee there's 100% guarantee on what I'm about to say. Aiden Hill ain't fucking starting this game.
It's a valid question, though.
It is not.
Hey, Torts, who's going to start in goal for you?
Game 6. David Terry said, don't forget Point was a no-show. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And not just for the playoffs, most of the season.
What's going on? Status?
He owed a lot of money for a lot of years.
Okay.
I don't know exactly, but he needs to be a hell of a lot better. That's for damn sure. John Hill says the Bolts win back-to-back Stanley Cups the years after both Cooch and Vassy win the awards in 19. So let's effing go 27 and 28. Yeah. And again, I expect there to be significant. I said significant change. I don't know. Significant might not be the word. I think something's gonna happen with this team. And it's not obviously, I really don't know how to say it. It's just I think there's going to be a big trade, and I don't know anything. They don't tell me anything. Trust me, they don't tell me anything. It's just a gut feeling that there needs to be a shakeup. 4 straight years of first round exits. It needs to be a little bit of a shakeup. I don't know what it's going to be, but I think something.
Yeah.
Pooh Shiesty says the reporter who asked Torch that question should know his role and shut his hole. I gotta get that. I got the whiteboard over here. I gotta get the quote board going.
Yeah,
for sure. Alan had a couple of them today. I forget there was one early on too. The phone works both ways. Maybe it was that one.
Although you said that first before he did.
I did. I was trying to goad him into saying it.
Yeah.
Winfield Jr. was a second rounder, but so was Aguayo. Return to sender, said Kurt Thorson. Yeah. There have been some misses, but it's not a second round thing. That's just so silly. What else we got here? $2 super chat from Bucs Basement says add Morrison to the bust with another leg injury. He missed yesterday's practice, so now he's a bust with a leg injury. 2 seasons in. Man, you're negative.
Do you believe what Jason Light said about him?
About Morrison?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Nothing to see here. Just something minor. Nothing to see here.
I do believe that, but I mean, missing an OTA practice, we're gonna call a guy a bust for that. And I know last year he missed time. I mean, he's had a couple of injuries in college. Listen, guys that are often injured rarely get to the NFL and become healthy all the time. So I will say that. And he's had some injuries. He's had issues with both hips. He had genetic issues with both hips. Both have been surgically repaired. Now, how that affects your hamstrings, I don't know. Maybe he's not used to playing in the heat here. Obviously, it's been issues with Mike Evans and other guys with the heat and the hammies. So the Bucs have redone their entire physio. They fired the old guy. They got a new guy in. Hopefully they'll be better in that area. Chris Cole says AQM probably wanted to be a starter, but now he's second team at best. If he doesn't get on the field, he might be on the verge of being cut. I don't think they can cut Muhammad. What they gave, it's a 1-year deal, right? So, and I think it's probably guaranteed. So, we shall see. One other one here before we get to Greg, if he's ready to go. Love Miranda and some of the other members of the board yesterday bringing up the June deadline, then saying there never was a June. They never said June this year, then proceeded to laugh as if it was a funny matter. Yeah, Hurtak and Miranda are embarrassing themselves on a very big stage now. You know, nobody watched city council meetings forever. Let's just be honest. Nobody cared.
Yeah.
That's changed now. And the buffoonery from Hurtak and Miranda especially is being exposed. I don't want to get into her background, but you guys can do some research into her husband's FBI dealings or issues. And now she sits in a very important chair and is making a complete embarrassment out of herself, as is Charlie Miranda. Everything. I mean, I want to negotiate. I want to be in the negotiating room. Well, that's not your role. It's never been the role of the city council, but you personally want to be in there. You want to negotiate the deal because you have so much experience in this realm, Lynn Hurtak. Laughable. And then the knucklehead beside you can't work a computer. Laughable. All right, let's go down to Mexico City, where my favorite host, in-game host in the world, the great Greg Wolf, is. Hola, amigo.
Hola.
¿Qué pasa?
Hola. Hey, amigo. ¿Cómo está? Bien, gracias.
Dude,
how are you? Yeah.
What was that? Greg Wolf joining us live from Mexico City, where he's the in-game host for the World Cup at Stadium Azteca, which is our good friend Jeff Attinella, who once played there earlier in the show.
Yeah.
Called it a cathedral, an absolute cathedral.
Yeah.
My man. 100,000 screaming Mexicans last night in the World Cup playing on home soil. What the F was that all about?
So I don't even know, JB. I don't even know how to put it into words, bro. Like when you talk about, like Jeff said, the cathedral, the Mecca, the pinnacle of football across the globe, the history of Azteca Stadium, which obviously for the World Cup is Mexico City Stadium. But, 1970 with Pele's triumph, Maradona's hand of God in 1986. And then here we are now, 2026, all these years later. What's going to be the crowning jewel moment? I don't know. But being in that building last night or yesterday, I should say, with 80,000 plus fans outside downtown. I mean, I can't even tell you how many millions were partying in downtown here. It was electric. When the sombreros started flying from the top level down to us, it was just like I didn't even know what was going on, and I thought they were just rabid crazy fans, but not realizing in the moment when you're tossing a sombrero, it's reminiscent of when the mariachi bands at the end of their performance, when they take their hat and they throw it, it's a sign of respect. And so the fans were doing that and throwing their little, paper sombreros as a sign of respect to the team and to the city of Mexico. It was just one of those moments that it was just, I'll never forget it. And then the flyover, which I happened to be recording, not realizing that there were two flyovers, the helicopter with the huge flag. And then after that and all the smoke and everything, then there was the Air Force flyover or whatever right after it. I caught it all on camera. It's on my Instagram. I didn't know that was going to happen, and I caught it in that very moment. So unbelievable. I'm completely humbled and honored that FIFA and RWS Global sought me out for this event. I didn't pursue this. Man. Wow. Yeah, I didn't pursue this. They found me. And again, when they offered the opportunity, they don't tell you what city you're going to be a part of. You just know that they're interested in you and being a part of World Cup. And when I found out it was Mexico City, of all the cities and the opening ceremonies where they're like, this is the tone setter. This is really setting the tone for the entire tournament. And Shakira and Andrea Bocelli, and it was just unbelievable, man. Like that was the absolute biggest spectacle in the world yesterday.
Well, take us through the whole night, because a lot of people didn't see it last night. We were watching hockey games. Guilty. I watched a little bit of it. So take us through the whole night.
So I was there at 5 a.m. Because, again, I've been on location here all week now, doing rehearsals, training. You've got production directors. You've got so many moving parts from people all over the world that have come together to put on this event. So you've got people that are all coming together for the first time. It's very reminiscent of NHL events where, when I'm doing those NHL events, you're also getting PA and directors and producers from all over the country to come together to put on this event. So you have a very short time to build continuity with each other, to kind of understand everybody's roles. So that's what this week was leading up to yesterday. Now, as it is in professional sports and entertainment, JP, as you know, things change every single day. What you did 2 days ago is no longer in play. And we're going to throw things at you on the fly. You just consistently always have to be ready. And that's pretty much what yesterday was. 5 a.m., kind of doing a rehearsal again before the actual opening ceremonies. There was multiple opening ceremonies that were a part of the festivities yesterday, including a very, I would say, Olympic-like ceremony with all 48 countries represented. Mexico, presenting themselves as the host city and the history with the Mexican Aztecas. And it was just this amazing spectacle leading into Selma Hayek kind of officially announcing the games, and then, all of the history about the city. It was just a very beautiful opening ceremony that then led into musical performances from, J Balvin and Tyla and Shakira and Burna Boy. And it was just, there were so many stars and musical performances. It was literally like Super Bowl on steroids. It was literally a culmination of Super Bowls and Olympic opening ceremonies into one. And again, to be a part of all of that, to lead into the actual match, and then be the curator of the voice of the fans. Now, my co-host, Rose Davis, she is from Costa Rica. And so she and I immediately had great chemistry. We have very similar backgrounds. I knew right away this is going to be a great dynamic. And yesterday proved exactly that. I would do things in English. She would do things in Spanish. So, we got both audiences. Nice. We had great chemistry. We practiced a lot, so we knew timing. It went off without a hitch, JP. And again, I've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, it's tough.
It was one of those pinnacle moments for me that there was just a calmness. Normally I get a little bit of butterflies and nervousness, but for this one, it was more emotional, because as a kid, I grew up watching Pele, and to know that I'm now on this pitch that he again. So for me, it was more of a mecca. This is the mecca of football.
Full circle moment.
Yeah, exactly. And so I wasn't nervous at all. If anything, I was so excited and freaking fired up.
You're in your flow, baby. Your flow zone.
Dude, I was in the flow zone, man. And so an unbelievable spectacle. Pitch side, I'm literally on the pitch while they're playing. Again, if you want to watch the videos, just go to Greg Wolf TBL, watch my stories feed. There is actually a FIFA icon right on the main page of my page. If you missed anything, it's all going to be loaded there. And so you can check it all out from behind the scenes, seeing my first person perspective of this exact event, man. And I'm here all month. So
what was the sound like when Mexico scores? What was that sound like?
It's a roar that just doesn't stop. And again, the whole city, JP, there's millions of people gathered in downtown.
There's 20 million plus in
there's
Mexico City.
More people in Mexico City than there is in the entire state of Florida, just in this city. So if that gives you any sort of perspective. So the roar of the crowd, I've never felt or heard anything like that in my life. And again, it goes outside of that stadium and just continues on through the streets of Mexico. It's unbelievable, man. And this city is beautiful. I'm literally coming to you guys right now in downtown. We're staying in an area called Polanco. which is like Hyde Park Village. If you want to
Yeah.
put it in the context of Tampa, it's beautiful here, man. I'm blessed. I'm absolutely blessed. And I know I'm smiling ear to ear.
Yeah, you are.
I know.
love
It's
it.
just, I'm trying to, it's just, I really didn't sleep last night. I haven't slept a lot on this trip to begin with. I'll sleep a little bit now because we get a couple days off before we got to get back for rehearsals for Uzbekistan and Colombia, which is the next match coming up. So I get a little bit of time to enjoy the city and explore a little bit, which I look forward to doing. But man, what a crown jewel moment of my career last night.
Yeah. Yeah. That's incredible. As well said, by the way, to recap all that. The beauty of Mexico City, I went many times when I was younger. My first cousins lived there. In fact, my cousin was married in the National Cathedral. I told you to go see that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that yet?
No, not yet. It's on the list. My wife is actually going to come to town next week, so we have a whole week to just go around and explore, and that is 100% on my list.
Yeah, it's one of the most amazing places. The architecture it's insanely good. So, and the food ain't bad either there, right?
Yeah, right. We went the first night with our whole crew. We went on a taco excursion. There's a very famous place here in Mexico City. It's almost like a drive-in. Like you drive into the parking lot and you just hang out at your car. And when you order, they come to your car, they get your order, they run the food to you. Like they run. That's the whole thing. They do not want you to have any seconds where the tacos are cold. But they bring you cervezas. They bring you and you just hang out by your car and eat tacos. And I mean, that was night number one. So that set the tone. But yes, there are more Michelin star restaurants in Mexico City than anywhere else in the world. So I got a lot. I got a lot of work to do. I've learned a lot on this trip, JP. But yeah, I've got a lot of catching up to do here, man.
Yeah. So you got 3 games in the 4, and then the fourth one is going to be in the knockout round, right?
So the quarterfinal is on July 5th. So that will be the winner of match, I think it's 79 versus winner of match 80 or something like that. So I have no idea at this point what those teams would be. I don't think anybody does at this point, but
it's going to be Mexico.
I mean, it could, but what if it's like Mexico, Argentina or something like that?
That's what I'm saying. Like FIFA has a way of, it seems kind of random, but it's not.
Right. I know. So imagine if it's
Mexico's not playing in that game, and it could be Argentina. Like that would be. I don't know. It'd be like Cowboys 9. I don't know what you would even call it in the Super Bowl, which obviously they couldn't play in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But it would just be unbelievable. And you're going
to it would be like Cowboys Redskins, I guess, to put it in the context of Mexican football would be like Argentina, Mexico, something like that. So yeah, we'll see, man. I mean, fingers crossed it's something huge like that. And that's the send-off, would be a massive game like that would be awesome. They're all going to be awesome, but that quarterfinal, is going to be the one.
All right. I got to hit you with this. How about Cooch winning the Hart Trophy? I did not see that coming.
You know what, JP? I thought it was going to happen just because as soon as they awarded Coop Jack Adams, I'm like, they're going to give us
that too. Yeah.
They're going to give it to us all the way because we haven't got it in the times that we should have, right? There's been plenty of times you felt Coop should have got the trophy and he didn't. Plenty of times we felt Cooch should have got the trophy, he didn't. Plenty of times we felt Vazzy should have got it and he didn't. So once they gave it to Coop, I was like, watch. It might even be a clean sweep. I was like, maybe who was up for the Selkie? Was that Cirelli?
Yeah.
Right. And then the Masterson with McDonough. I'm like, maybe we get a clean sweep out of this.
Easy now.
I know. I'm just saying, like, we're 3 for 3 with those guys right now. But again, all earned. We know, I mean, except for Coop, the Vezina means a lot, I think, to Vazzy. But Cooch, I just think, he's not here for that. He's here for the cup. And so I think their whole mindset is at this point is cup or bust. I mean, the accolades are fantastic, and I know that's a milestone in their career, and they'll cherish it. But I don't think it means as much as for all of us. They want the cup. It's the cup or bust at this point in their careers.
I know. Now we got to go through another regular season of listening to you and me talk before we get to the playoffs again. And it just, golly, it's But,
I know,
at least we got Torts left. At least Torts has still got some. I think he may have a little magic in him. I know.
He's hanging on by a thread. I mean, Carolina, I think they've been the front runner. I mean,
they're a wagon, man. They're playing so well.
Yeah, and I think the Torts thing. I was shocked just as much as everybody that they hired him 9 games left in the regular season. Like, what are they doing? But it worked, and he has become the spark for Vegas. But again, I just think Carolina, like you said, they're too much of a wagon. I felt as soon as we were knocked out, I'm like, it's theirs to lose. And
I agree.
I think at this point, I think they're ahead at this point. So they got one more and it's a wrap. So
yeah. All right. Any other words from Mexico you want to leave us with here? Mi amigo?
Vamos, Mexico.
No, you still got to root for USA, bro. Come on now.
Yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely. I'm just
imagine if USA and Mexico were to play in Azteca.
My gosh, bro. Oh, I don't know if it's possible, but maybe it is. I don't know. Let's just, exactly. Let's go USA. Bring your butts down here to Mexico July 5th. Imagine that. Imagine July 4th.
Get me too. I need to.
Imagine the 250th of the U.S. is on July 4th, the 250th celebration, and then they have to come to Mexico for July 5th for the quarterfinal. No, dude.
Oh, Lord, make it happen.
We're putting it out in the universe, right? We're putting it out there, man. So, so guys, just tune in. Again, I will be every match here at Azteca. I will be hosting for the rest of the way. Like I said, the next match is next week. I think it's the 17th or 18th. I think it's the 17th. Uzbekistan, Colombia. Then Mexico plays again on the 23rd. Whoever the other grouping, I think it's Czechia. I think we play on the 23rd. Then you got the round of 32, and then you've got the knockout round there, round of 16 on July 5th. So you hear me in the stadium, you hear that familiar voice. It's your boy down here in Mexico.
Oh,
City.
God, that would be awesome. Hey, man, thanks for taking the time. Appreciate you. We'll tweet out all your stuff, retweet and repost.
Please do.
It's amazing stuff, man. And congratulations to you. This is a moment for you. I mean, this is as big as it gets in terms of doing what we do. It's the ultimate. So it's the Hall of Fame, baby. And congratulations.
Thank you. It's a good look for the city of Tampa. Like I said, we're all Tampa Bay. I'm Tampa Bay through and through. Team Tampa Bay that covers all of our sports teams in the city and everything I do, from USF to the Sun to our Lightning peeps. Shout out to the Bucs, the Rays. I mean, again, for FIFA and the world to come get your boy here from Tampa to come represent. It's a good look for our city.
Love it, partner. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
God
Thanks,
bless.
guys.
Great job.
Have a good one.
Oh, man, that is Team Tampa Bay. Yeah.
How
We got
about that,
everything
man?
going. We got everything going except this race thing. We got to get it over the line, man. We got to get it over the line.
What are we doing?
All right, we got to hit one more break, right?
Hey, real quick, JP, while we're on your World Cup.
Yep.
Had a buddy send me a picture of this morning. We're talking about ticket pricing for the World Cup. He found his ticket from the 1994 World Cup here at the Cotton Bowl. If you can see there in the middle, $64 is your face value of that
Germany, Korea. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at and an actual game ticket. Remember those?
Yeah, barely.
Remember those? That's cool.
Look, and it had the little hologram thing on it too, to so you couldn't counterfeit them back in the day. Yeah.
That's cool. I miss paper tickets.
$64 to get into a World Cup game in 1994. Now they're $1,200.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Wow. All right, let's hit a break. We'll come back on the other side, getting investment opportunity advice from John Hill. We'll check in on that. No, Greg is not Mexican. That is not a pre-qualification to doing what he does. Daniel. He kind of looks Mexican, though. When you
a little bit today, he did.
A little bit, yeah, he did. All right, quick break. We'll be back on the other side. JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back. What more do you want? The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000. And all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you. As the Rays enjoy being back in their Tropicana Field home this season that was ravaged by Hurricane Milton, Italiano Insurance wants to remind us all how important it is to be properly insured. 40% of you are underinsured. That can mean financial disaster. Let the experienced and friendly agents at Italiano shop your policies for the best price and the right coverage. Italiano saved me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year, over $500 on our homeowners insurance. They can do the same for you. That's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Cost less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with our all-star agents at Italiano Insurance, or call our Boca Grande office at 941-964-0400. Hey, the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler, so don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. At the Golden Diamond Source, they can design anything you want personally. The Golden Diamond Source can help you trade in your old broken jewelry and use it towards a new purchase as well. And with gold prices at record high, now is the best time to do it. They only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source, so if it's a real love, it should be a real natural diamond. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Bad idea. And with the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyer program, you can learn all about the 4 C's in all the different shapes and styles. And they are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And don't forget, 0% financing for up to 5 years. If you finance $5,000, it's only $83 a month. Make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source diamond, 3800 Almerton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com.
It's a love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Hey guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out, $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch and everything, is handmade, and the wings are big and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch Roofing, roofing done right.
Let's go. Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Yo, everybody, exciting things are happening at Italiano Insurance. They are now part of A.J. Gallagher, one of the largest insurance brokers in the world. Soon you will start to hear and see a name change, but it will still be the same great folks providing amazing service. So what does that mean for you? More insurance markets and options to better serve you and your family's needs. Call 813-877-7799 today and protect your family with the Italiano team at Gallagher Insurance, serving this community for over 65 years. Same great customer service, folks. Humans answer the phone, all kinds of good stuff at Italiano Insurance, soon to be AJ Gallagher. All right, my friend. By the way, tonight it's not only Paraguay and the USA. That'll be at 9:00, but we have basketball as well. Knicks Spurs. If the Spurs can remove the choking going around in their neck, they'll be playing again at 8:30 tonight against the Knicks. I think the Spurs win this game. I think the Spurs come. Everybody's like, oh, they can't come back from that. They can't come back from that.
I'm with them. I don't think they can. I think it's done, JP.
I just think they're the better team.
Oh, I don't.
They stop being stupid. They're the better team.
That's part of why they're not the better team. They don't play very smart, right? Like talent-wise, probably, but
did you not learn from that though? Maybe that was the lesson you needed.
They're such a young team though to learn those lessons.
And they're down, and it's not like it's a 2-2 series. They're down 3-1 now. So I just think that, they usually used to call it the gentleman's sweep, right? This feels like we're going to let you win this one, but we're going to win it at the Garden. And I just think the NBA wants them to win it at the Garden.
Oh, there's no question. Yeah.
There's no upside for the NBA if the Knicks win tonight. They don't get a game 6 at the Garden, which, by the way, that gate, do the math on this. So the average ticket price the other night, right, was $8,000. The average ticket price, right? So $8,000 times, what is it, 21,000 for Madison Square Garden?
Oh, is it that? I was thinking 18, but you might be right.
I think they'll probably add a few seats for
Yeah.
Can that be right?
19,812 is what I'm seeing.
Okay. 168 million? Is that right?
$8,000 a ticket
times 21,000 is 168 million. That's what my calculator said.
$168 million. Drop in the bucket.
Now you know why they like building stadiums.
And you know why they like series going 7 games.
You think the NBA is going to say no to that? $168 million gate at Madison Square Garden? The answer to that is no. And even, what would the average ticket price be in San Antonio? Maybe 1,000? I don't know what it is, but
yeah.
Holy shit, that's a lot of money. Wow. Kurt says, don't bother with MSG average cost. 2 courtside tickets go for $500,000. Now, see, if the nosebleed seats were 10,000, how is the average ticket price 8? Well, I guess, you know what? A lot of people bought them face value. The face value was, the original price was not 10,000. Those were secondary market tickets. But, with Ticketmaster now, the secondary market goes right back to the team because they own everything now. Yeah. SpaceX just opened for trading at $150, says John Hill. Musk will be the world's first trillionaire if it closes above $139 at trading day close.
Thought we already had trillionaires. But JP was a trillionaire.
We talking about dollars or missteps? I don't know. All right, let's go back to the top here. We got a few minutes. By the way, Rays and Angels tonight. I think that's a 10 o'clock start. Is that right? Quick check here. That's going to be a tough watch.
Should be, yeah.
Yes. Well, I'll be a riveter, so I'll be able to watch the baseball game. And while they're kicking it back to the goalie, I can watch the which is the thing I hate most about soccer, when they get a lead and they're down attacking, and they just decide to kick it out to the midfielder, and then the midfielder kicks it to the defender, and he just says, yeah, shit, I'll just kick it back to the goalie. Like, wait, we were just over there. Why are we back here? What just happened there? 9:38, first pitch tonight. McClanahan, Sugar Shane against Aldegari. He's got a 2.25 ERA, whoever this kid is. He's 1-1 with a 2.25. Coming off Big Red's 13 strikeouts. So that's
it's a hard follow, too.
Yeah. Woo. Rick says, now we know why JP replayed the interview. Yeah. I got a top 5 ranking from Jason.
By the way, guys, I got an email from JP early this morning that we're going to replay that every day next week as well, but only the last 5 minutes of the interview.
Just the last minute. That's all we need. Speaking of trades, David Terry says point and 2 prospects for Dylan Larkin.
I was confused. I thought he meant Barry Larkin, and I was wondering how that was going to work out.
John Hill, how many shares did you get? How many did you buy? Some SpaceX? I should have bought some of that, huh? Kurt Thorson says Ben Hill Griffin renovation, $1.45 billion, by the way, will not reduce capacity. Regular seats staying at 88,000. Wow, really? Oh. And I think I saw where Strickland, their AD, said they're going to make that money back in like 3 or 4 years. How is that possible?
Good Lord.
1.45 billion?
By the way, selling the suite for $169 million.
How are they financing that, by the way? They can figure it out. But USF can build a stadium. But
look, anytime you start getting the public involved, something's going to get screwed up.
Yeah. 2-day buffet says 2-day BFit. Mexico City is one of the greatest cities in the world. Dope city. It is. It is beautiful. And it is the largest city in North America.
I'll never know.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to go to Mexico City?
I don't want to go anywhere in Mexico. Zero, less than zero.
Rick says number 1 on the list is the cathedral. Number 2 is the Tijuana Donkey Show. JP's pictures on the wall. Customer and employee of the month.
Might go to Tijuana sometime, but that's
I'll be honest. I've been to Tijuana. I was in Tijuana when we went down to San Diego for the Super Bowl. We took a little trip down to Tijuana. Wasn't my scene. Missed the donkey show. I was like, let's get out of here. This is just no, thank you. Let's go back to San Diego. Daniel says the Portuguese are going to win it all. Michael LaRue says MLB is investigating the Dodgers and the Rams team doctor after reports he backed Conor McGregor's use of PEDs during injury rehab. He says he didn't prescribe the drugs, only referred McGregor to specialists. Interesting.
Huh.
Have you heard about this story? I've not heard about this.
I just read it about it this morning.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are stem cells considered PEDs?
I think those are banned by some organizations, right?
I'm not sure. And I know the FDA banned a lot of it in America until they realized it was everybody's just going to leave the country and go get them.
Yeah,
they work.
Yeah.
Daniel says, love y'all's great content. Appreciate that. Kurt Thorson says there are 15 cities with 3 pro sports teams within their city limits and 3 more, Nashville, Charlotte, and Salt Lake, wanting a third. They can walk, blink, and chew gum. Tampa is not inferior. Yeah. Oh, there's no way we can do 3 teams. Why not? We're a top 10 market. Why not? I'll tell you why not, because we've got some real knuckleheads in positions of power that should not be. I mean, just absolute buffoonery. We need to be better. And you know what? And I'm with Alan Clendenin. By the way, if you missed that interview with the Tampa City Council chair at the beginning and you're interested in how this is going to turn out, he's very positive, as am I. I understand when you're on Twitter all the time, all the negativity. Yeah, Miranda has no cell phone, but he's a city councilman making biggest decision in the history of the city. What an embarrassment. Yeah, when you have a $10 billion annual budget, when you have a CIT that's going to put out $3.5 to $4 billion over the next 15 years. This life of this stadium is 35 years. So you can double that to $7 to $8 billion in CIT funding that can help fund this stadium over the time. It's really a drop in the bucket. And what it creates and what it means to your city is just, like Alan said, this is a once in a generation thing. Yeah, we can't screw this up. Kurt Thorson said, late night with the Rays this week, undisturbed baseball viewing while wife and baby are sleeping. I know. There's something great about the West Coast stuff, isn't it? If you can stay up. Yeah, I'm with you, brother.
That's why I love the
David
early
Terry
golf
bought
season.
3 shares of SpaceX. Nicely done.
We'll
Kurt
probably
says,
never hear from David Terry again.
Yeah. UF has a corporate partnership with Geico. Jerseys will have patches, as will the field. Ching, 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 ching.
Wow.
Ashley says, Rick is so wrong, but she's laughing her ass off.
Yeah.
Kurt says, great grab and interview with Clendenin, true sense of calm, perspective, and reality. And I'll finish with this. You know, the Tampa City chair texted us this morning and said, I want to come on your show. And he said some very nice things while he was on about how we have been one of the few outlets that has been reasonable and correct in the reporting of this, the biggest story in the history of government and sports. And we are extremely proud of that. We do a lot of stupid stuff here. Well, guilty.
Mainly
we really
me, but
do.
yeah.
Yeah, but we do a lot of that nonsense just to keep it entertaining. You know, we're not just come on here drone on about sports all the time. We like to have a little bit of fun and mix it up here and get silly at times. But when it comes to reporting about important stuff, I think we do a hell of a job. And I want to thank you guys out there, the Petermans, for making it happen and all of these sponsors you see here. Pitch Roofing, great partners. Riveters, Italiano, been with us for 20 years. Golden Diamond Source, same. Kingmakers Tampa, Genesis of Tampa. By the way, we're on our way to buy a second car there. Cafe Paradiso, third generation plumbing, Bay Area Modern Medical Center. All of our great sponsors throughout the years. We love you all. We can't do it without you. Can't do it without you, Petermans. And we're making a difference. This is the biggest thing, as we said, the biggest story, and we have been out front with it. And I'm proud of the accuracy of which we have delivered to you guys. And that's coming from the guy who's been in the TSA meetings and the city council. Nobody has been in more meetings and knows more about what's going on than Alan Clendenin. And that's what he said about our show and wanted to come on our show to reach the people, to tell you folks that all this other reporting and doom and gloom is inaccurate. And there's a lot of negotiations going on behind the scenes that are very, very positive. I got another text from Ken Babby this morning. I didn't ask him if I could quote him, so I'm not going to quote it, but I'm just going to say there's going to be some definitive documents very soon. Very soon. And those definitive documents are going to be voted on by the county, and I expect them to pass, and I expect the city to do the same. And if they don't, as Clendenin said, there are ways to make this deal happen without it. Paraphrasing. So I'm very optimistic that it's going to happen. And I know when you read all this stuff and see all this stuff, 99.9% of it is clickbait. They know they're going to get clicks. And I'm embarrassed really about some of these media organizations on what they're saying and how they're doing it. And it's clear as day that they ignore things that don't fit their narrative. That is absolutely 100% true. And when organizations do that, you ought to question what their agendas are.
Yeah, what kind of news organization is that? That's not a news organization.
Yeah, especially
that's
when
a PR firm.
Yeah. Simple as that. We'll leave you with this. Kurt says, I'll come clean. I listen to DAE. It's 70% commercials. Can't stand it. Don't let up, JP. I try to listen from time to time, but every time I push that button when I'm in the car, it's a commercial. They have to do it.
So here's something else about that. Look, obviously everybody knows I live in Texas. I don't live in Tampa. So I try to do a little bit of prep work, and I try to listen to some Tampa Bay podcasts and some Tampa Bay radio, just so I can sort of be in touch like everybody else and speak, intelligently on certain things and find out what the pulse is over there. So one of the number one places I go to for everything else that I do in all the other cities that I do this for is YouTube. We have 3 sports radio stations in Dallas. All of them broadcast live on YouTube. Every radio show throughout the entire day, it is a constant stream on YouTube. I can go and listen to the radio show that's on the terrestrial radio right now. I can do that in Ohio, in Columbus, for the fan where Jeff Tito Thidoff works. In Columbia, South Carolina, they're all on YouTube. WDAE is not on YouTube. They have a YouTube channel, and they have videos that say live right now from 2 years ago that still say they're live. I've tried.
They're a little behind the times.
Yeah. So there you go.
Well, we're proud of what we're doing here.
Yes.
We're making a difference. The numbers have been great. Thanks to you guys sharing the show. Continue to share the show. Continue to keep the upbeat, positive feeling on this Rays Stadium. We're going to get it done. We're going to get it done. It's going to be generational. The jobs, the economic activity. I'm so proud that it's going to be about so much more than baseball. It's going to be a great, great asset to our community. And without us, frankly, it wouldn't have happened. So thank you, Peterman.
Yeah.
Thanks to our sponsors. And I've been told that by the Rays ownership. That's not my opinion. That's
not a
their
pat
opinion.
on the back. That's a fact.
Yeah. So
we've been told.
So anyway, have a great weekend, everybody. I'll be at Riveters tonight. The Rays game will be on as well. American Outlaws will be there. Go out to your local pubs, whatever. Support Team USA. Have a good time. Be safe out there. Go Rays. Congrats to Cooch. And we will see you guys on Monday.